Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Batman.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you.
What's the deal with paper cuts? They're like regular cuts with the ground. So, isn't that kind of interesting that, like, we talk about paper cuts as if there's some kind of unique thing? Like, when you get cut with, like, other stuff, you know, like, if you were, like, slicing, I don't know, like, slicing something and you accidentally hit your finger a bit, like, ow, I cut myself. Or, like, if you are, like, I mean, it's a little dark, but people who, like, will actually cut themselves for self-harm purposes, they're cutting, right? Or, like, if you, I don't know, you cut into food. Is the idea, like, basically, like, other kind of, like, if you got cut by, like, whether it's, like, a knife, or, like, if you got cut by, like, you know, something like, cut a corn or something, and you got a cut from that, or whatever, or if you got, like, scratched by, like, an animal, and you got a cut there, right, you'd probably call all those cuts, but, like, when it's paper, it's specifically a paper cut. You're never like, I got, like, a knife cut, I got a metal cut on me, you know, I got a wood cut, if I scrape myself on some wood, I got a wood cut. No, but with paper, like, I got paper cut. It's like, what's so special about it? Is it to just be like, look, I'm cut, but don't worry, it's just a paper cut, okay? I know it's still a cut, and I'm bleeding, and it stings like a motherfucker. But, like, it's just a paper cut, okay? So, just, paper did it. Paper was the culprit. That's the important thing to know. Which, like, I guess, like, metal stuff, there's, like, tetanus is an issue, I think, is maybe a thing to say, so maybe there's just some differentiation there, but then be like, I got a metal cut. What about when you cut yourself on something that's neither metal nor paper, right? And then you can just call that a cut? But, like, if you just say everything except for paper is just a cut, but then when it's paper, it's a paper cut, why? Why so specifically a paper cut? Other than the fact that it's usually a pretty thin cut, it's a pretty minor cut, I understand. But you can still be like, yeah, I cut myself. It was on paper, but I cut myself. Just like, I cut myself shaving. But if you cut yourself shaving with a piece of paper, would it be like, I paper cut myself shaving? Like, would you still say that? If you had a paper razor, would you say that you got a paper cut shaving? You paper cut yourself shaving. Would you say these words in a similar sequence as I did? Probably enunciating them better and not sound like you're a drunk dipshit. I sound like it all the time, and I'm almost never drunk. There was only one episode of this where I was drunk, and I just said fuck a bunch of times in it. Like, that was almost exclusively the word, if not the exclusively the word I used. It was fuck. No, I said a couple other words, but it was mostly fuck. I don't know. It just seems so specific. Like, to just, I mean, I guess you don't necessarily specify what kind of paper, but it's not like you use a wide variety of paper either. Whereas, like, even if, like, you know, with other materials, be like, got like a metal cut. There's a lot of things that are metal, but you might have all different kinds of metal. Like, I got like a steel cut. I got an iron cut. I got a fucking aluminum cut. I got a glass cut. I cut myself on a piece of glass. Glass cut. No, you say I cut myself on glass. I cut myself on a piece of whatever. You don't even just say I cut myself on a piece of paper. It's still a cut. No, specifically, it's a paper cut. And I guess the only thing I could think of off the top of my head now that I'm saying that part out loud is that maybe it's because you cut yourself on paper so much more frequently because it's easy to do that, like, maybe that's why. So instead of being like, I cut myself on a piece of paper every time, you just shorten it to like, I got a paper cut. Paper cut. I cut myself on a piece of paper is a lot longer to say than I got a paper cut. Maybe that's the only reason. Maybe I figured it out. Maybe I had a fucking epiphany. A paper epiphany on the show. So, you know what? Nobody answer now because I figured it out. I don't need anybody. I don't need you. You still need me though, so come back. Come back. I'm gonna go now, but you come back. You come back.
What's the deal with saying